Rainy Day Friday. And yet, I still have sunshine in my heart. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Anyhow, let's see who shows up today and what's going on. It's dreary and weird, but I cut grass 2 days ago and it's still coming, guys. It's still coming. Can't stop that grass. And I've still not treated it. I've still not I've ignored my yard this year so far. I'm on my going on my fourth cutting. I mean, if it keeps raining like this, because it's been nothing but a slow, steady drizzle all morning. Yeah, I'll have to actually check the soil content. There she is. I'll have to check my soil content and see how much water I have in the yard tomorrow. Um, but yeah, it's like I'm cutting grass every 3 days. It's just pouring on. Um, I finally cut a couple of the other neighbors. Hey, sweet girl, good morning. I finally cut the other neighbors' yards. One of them I'm storing a car at, so I have to kind of take care of it. They don't live in the state. Um, but yeah, everybody else is finally starting to kick in, finally starting to catch up. um, so it's time. It's time to start looking at things and get my equipment out and get my treatments done and do my world. Get back to being Mr. Green. That kind of stuff. Yeah, I don't have a whole lot today. Those seem to be the better streams. Um, but I am trying to check a couple of things. I'm going to get serious about this. Mary and I talked this morning, and yeah, it's time. It's time to build the Green Wizard. Um, so I went in through Creative Studio and reset some things. So there should be some auto tags that come up this time. Um, I don't know. Oh, we'll see. Um, I'll know more when I close down. But yeah, good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing today? What's on your mind? What's going on for you? My grass is growing. My world is getting greener. Things are things are slowly looking up. Your day's just sweet. Okay. Did you have pancakes this morning? Waffles? A reason to get the syrup and or the honey out or something? My brand. My brand. Well, I should get a statue. I should get a statue up here, giggle, um, of a wizard with a staff and I don't know. I know if I spend a lot of money, they've got the ones with the little sparkling globe and what have you on the end of his staff, and because what is your green wizard in your eyes? What is the green wizard? Somebody that can cause green fog and green haze. I mean, that's anybody coming out of a Taco Bell with too much food on their belly. That's not green wizard to me. Green wizard to me is understanding nature, understanding plants, understanding that without the right soil conditions, things can still grow, but they're not healthy. They're not they're not as abundant and as flourishing as when the green wizard touches it and says, "Come to life." When the Green Wizard casts his spell, or even better yet, when the Green Wizard's being the Green Wizard and chilled out and here to help help you understand that, well, I'm sorry, this is my magic wand. It's a big one too. It's a big one. Yeah, that's what you're hearing. My magic wand. It's all just goofiness because that's Ray, but my Indian heritage, and it just kind of clicks with me. It's not the flute I want, but that's a whole different story, and that's got nothing to do with the Green Wizard. I mean, I told a couple of you guys yesterday that I'm being asked to write blog articles. Well, that's for one channel, one internet based something. The one that stopped me dead cold in my tracks last night is actually a national news media, newspaper, magazine articles outlet. They've asked me to write an article on weeds. Not necessarily the weed whisperer type avenue that I've talked about from the other blog, something totally different. You know, the first blog that I did, and it's buried back in here somewhere, he was kind of on the organic side of how I achieve things and how I do things for that off and on organic lawn distribution company. Kind of, it was an interesting article. It was nice to see that the book is national recognition. Um, this kind of goes outside that. This kind of goes directly to the wizard himself. Got nothing to do with the book. You know, if I think about how life for me, I'm kind of motivated by making healthier yards, helping people understand that for less money per year, they can have a better yard than what this chemical, and without explaining the chemical side of it, without going, hey, look, if you stop dumping your chemicals on your yard will start to grow. It's about helping people. And if I'm only beating on the drum for one side and not just kind of, hey, let's just make it better, whether you completely understand it or not, you can read the book to get that whole understanding. Hey, Warren, good morning. Didn't mean to ignore you there. Just kind of, twinkling star in front of me. It's pouring down rain. There's gray everywhere, and I have sunshine today, but that's inside. It's in my heart, and yeah, doesn't matter how bad it looks outside. Not today, not for me, but yeah. So I think I'm going to have to stop, and I think I'm going to have to spend some time. And I kind of did that last night, and it kind of screwed me up because I was having a great time, and then I instantly stopped because of, for whatever reason, and started thinking about, do I want to write another article for someone else? Do I want to spend the time? Do I want to? Do I want to? Do I want to? See you later, sweet girl. Uh, yeah, and it kind of ruined my whole night last night. Not a good thing. But that's how my brain works. It's totally, it's like, two gerbils in there, both going opposite directions all day long. Meanwhile, the voice of reason is going, "Are you in there? Hello? Anybody home?" And the gerbils are just like running the opposite directions, trying to get away from the voice. It's kind of a weird place in my head. So I'll never invite anybody in because it might hurt somebody. It's not. Anyhow, so building the channel, got to get a better camera. Do I necessarily care about my background? Because a lot of people stop and look at it all the time, and it's constantly a distraction. Probably, if I'm going to be super professional about it, yeah, probably. I don't know that I want the ghosting camera though, so me, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. It's whatever happens. Whatever happens. Got a couple things in mind. Couple of things, and I did. Mary, like we talked earlier, I did send out that email, ask them to go look at other numbers because I only have access to two, Amazon and another one. All righty, Warren, see you. So it's just me and you, baby girl. Um, and I understand if you got other things to do. I understand. I'm just going to sit here and babble to myself, so I can watch the time. If you understand. Um, but yeah, there's this whole list. There's this whole group of electronic distributors I don't have access to numbers. I don't have access to Barnes and Noble store or electronic or their paperback. I don't have access to those lists. So I don't know where my real numbers lie. I don't know. So whereas I'm only seeing seven, we there goes my fantasy. We could be looking at 700. We could be looking at 1,000. And to you, happy, happy, happy Friday. Good Friday. Blessed Friday. I mean, for the story, it's not. For my faith, it's not Good Friday. Never understood why they called it Good Friday. Doesn't kind of feel Good Friday, even though I understand it's the day of sacrifice. Doesn't feel like a good thing, but that's all biblical, and that's got yeah other condensate that word, other things to it, other things involved in it. Um, there's a man. There's a man. I'll bet if that man could turn water into wine, I'll bet he could fix my grass so it all only needed to be cut. Yeah, okay. Sorry, it's the green guy. It's the green wizard thing. It's just me and hey, I actually love grass. Smells good when it's freshly cut. Feels good between your toes. It's a incredible connection. You know, what's magic flute? What's the guiding light there? I mean, your connection to nature, your connection to Gaia, your connection to Mother Earth, your connection to what God has created. Can't feel that in regular shoes. You really can't. You know what I mean? You kind of got to kick off your shoes and got to get out there and walk around in the grass. Hey, there he is, Mr. Frozen, the guitar playing extraordinaire. Welcome, welcome, buddy. How you been? Hope all's well. I missed your last one. I'm sorry. Uh, we've just been pushing so hard. I saw it go by and I didn't have a chance to stop and listen to it. I truly apologize, Frozen. Um, you know me. I'm always there. I'll catch back up. As soon as I've got some free time, buddy, I got your back. You know that. Um, but yeah, and I really don't have a message, buddy. If you're just popping in to show support, that's awesome. I got nothing really to say today. Just kind of hanging out, watching my numbers, see what things are happening, see if I can figure out a nice time to come hang out with everybody, where I'm going to catch the people that matter, like yourselves and what have you. So randomly, I'm just going to pop up. If you got time, you got time. If you don't, you don't. I get it. It's all good. Miss Elegant Homestead, welcome to my house. Welcome to the Green Wizard's Way. No, that don't sound right. We'll figure it out. We'll figure out something. You're shopping. What are you Are you elegant? If you're going to start becoming a Mr. Bobby McNutt and shopping Amazon, we're going to have words, Lee. That boy's got problems. You don't. You shouldn't do that. Just saying. We're watching you. Is it raining in your place? Because we've got this steady garden growing. Oh, elegant. No. We've got this steady garden growing drizzle going today that's been going almost all morning. My garlic is just phenomenal. If I wasn't worried about you guys getting disconnected, I'd walk the laptop out there to show you. My garlic, it was really weird this year. I mean, I got it in early, nothing new. I cut back on the alfalfa, and it looks like the tips, just the tips of the garlic, got a little bit of frostbite or something, because just the tips are just a little brown, but none of them suffered, and they're coming out of the ground like it's nobody's business, like it's payday Friday, and everybody's standing around at 5 o'clock going, "Where's my check?" It's just popping. You can't grow garlic. Elegant. You went to college for this. You know this better than I do. What's what are we missing? What am I not understanding? Soil conditions. I don't know of many soil conditions that don't accept garlic. Even sunlight is a variable that just doesn't seem to, because I've put it on the southern side of my house and still had incredible results, and I've put it on the eastern side of my house and get good results. So it's not a sunshine thing. What's the issue? That's curious, but oh well, that's an interesting thing there, because you know garlic's one of the laziest plants you can grow. You stick it in the ground in November, and you don't look back at it until July. Just saying. You know, there you go. There's an interesting little tidbit. I wrote this one. You need to write one on plants. Just the plants you know. Just like the garden ones you know. And I know that could go so many different ways. And I know it's like, oh my God, dude, do you know what you're asking? Yeah, I do. But I think we could simplify it down, like not quite as simple as I wrote my book, but because you're not gonna get certain groups of people to read that kind of book. Yeah. Weeds, honey, hey, honey, honey, child, bless your heart. The solution's in the book to your weed problem, honey. I realize it's never going to be a coaster in your house. It might be an interesting coffee table thing, but honey, the solution's in the book. And I'm gonna try and go from memory here. I believe is page 21. Yeah. Uh, there's your weed problem. Uh, you don't have to work at it either. Just saying. Bless your heart. I know I can't do it as well as that other lady could. Oh, I miss her. Oh man, I can't believe she just here today, gone tomorrow. It's a weird world. It's the way I know that's the way it is, but certain people touch you and then they're gone, and it's like, what could I have learned? What incredible things did I miss from a singular individual? If we could just take a moment in time and hit key people, everybody. I mean, everybody, regardless of how lazy, regardless of how distracted, regardless of how everybody knows something, and to lose anyone and lose any bit of knowledge, it's depressing. It really is depressing. It's almost like watching it rain all day. Unless you've got sunshine in your soul, unless you've got a sparkling star in front of you, unless you've got a purpose. Got my purpose. Got my purpose. On my way there, I got cut the grass Saturday or Sunday if the weather's. No, I don't want to cut grass on Sunday because that's God's day. I don't. Especially this Sunday. Especially this Sunday. Yeah, happy Easter to you, Elegant. If I forgot to say so. Or it's not. I guess I'm going to have to come up with a more upbeat. And I'm disconnected. Wow, really? Got disconnected from my own chat. I am so boring. Even YouTube kicked me out today. Oh. I wish I lived closer. I could so much come help with that. Or Peanut were closer, he could maybe be talked into helping with that if you get him away from the computer long enough. Because you got growing conditions there that would just blow my mind once things are put in place. Just blow my mind. That'd be awesome. But Kentucky's got some weird laws. I don't know. At least I've been told that. I don't know. I have to find out. Your husband could probably answer some of those questions. Because maybe that's where I should go. Go into a region that's got better growing conditions. Get rid of my snowplow and just change the fantasy, change the dream, go a different direction. Yeah, I still want my log cabin though. I don't know if I'm gonna ever get out of that. I want my farm and I want my log cabin. Maybe just not Ohio. Oh, I'll have to talk to my better, smarter half and see if it matters. But yeah, what a great day for gardens. Just a nice slow drizzle, comfortable temperatures outside. Things are moving. It's kind of, well, there you go, buddy. There you go. That's the way to look at it. Happy Easter to you, Alf. Yeah, it's not about that. It's, you know, it's kind of weird. I'm sure if I were to randomly take a poll up and down my street, everybody would be different. Everybody would have a different attitude towards it. But okay, so it's drizzling outside, so the kids have to stay in, so that's going to upset the parents. And if it's this or if it's that, and then you go and talk to a gardener or somebody who's into flowers, they're going to look at today and go, "Wow, this is just what we need. Here we go, April showers." Da 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 da. I guess it's perspective. Guess it's your perspective because I look at this and go, "Yes, my garden's going to be really, really saturated this year. Whether I should use it or not, I still haven't decided." But my garlic bed, oh man, my grass, my trees, um, just they love this. They love this weather, And I kind of look at it, and it's like okay, I don't want to stand in the rain. It could be about 10 degrees warmer to stand in the rain and enjoy it, but who cares if I cut the grass a day and a half ago, 2 days ago? It needs cut again. That's how well my system works. Love it. I love it. Ooh, panthers, bears, and coyotes, etc. Well, I like my little animals, like my cats and my dogs and stuff. So yeah, that probably wouldn't be a good thing for me. Hey, can't live anywhere near Alf. All the cats disappear. That's just an odd one over there. That's just most of the base of the trees over there burned up too. Somebody keeps marking their territory. I understand. But yeah, cats aren't safe near Alf. Hey, All American Grandpa, there's the man of the hour. What's going on, my friend? How you been? Happy Easter to you, brother. You guys getting that little bit of drizzle we're getting here in Cleveland? Beautiful, beautiful. My garlic, man. I might actually have to get out there in that bed and kind of move the hay around a little bit. Get some of that water soak in really nice. Oh God, yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah. You know, I heard some people talking about hot houses and what have yous for seed starters and stuff. Today is not the day to have those things covered up and to have the hot house closed or to be in their little mini greenhouse structure. Today's the day to have the trays out in the rain because there's no beating sun on them. The temperature's up a little bit. It's continual drench, not a downpour that's going to wash them out or stunt growth. Just obviously, flooding is an issue for some people. Thank you, Grandpa. Everybody here has read it. Everybody here agrees with you. There aren't a lot here, but yeah, it was it. I'll bet you were shocked to find out it was so much more than just what I've been talking about with the food web. I'll bet you were a little surprised by the time you got to the end of the book and went, Wow, he is a bigger the idiot than I thought. There's a lot of information in here. Pat Luna on the head for me. Mine's around here somewhere. I've got to introduce you to her one of these days. She's just, yeah, talk about a big baby. But yeah, today's a great seed starter day. Unless, and see, that's kind of where I push the importance level of the book, because it's like, okay, everybody's going to be crying. Oh no, too much rain, and I got my seeds out, and my soil's not going to saturate right, and it's going to end up flooding my garden. That's that. That's that clay bed problem that I was talking about, and that's the the misunderstanding that topsoil to soil to dirt to clay, if they just leave their dandelions alone, just a random thought, just leave the dandelions alone, that it would start breaking up the clay bed and allow more organic matter down into the soil, and the flooding gardens would stop. The standing pool of good soil surrounded by clay, this swamp thing that they've built, would go away. Because yeah, it's one thing to have a garden bed, and Alf, I'm sure you've dealt with this a lot. It's one thing to have a garden bed all set up and in the right spot, what have you. But when everything surrounding it is all clay, all the water rushes into that spot, and yeah, it'll wash a garden out. And if you don't have the right kind of vegetation in there that's going to soak that water up fast enough, it becomes this a swimming pool, a puddle, and it's just, I mean, it's like, let your weeds grow, because they're gonna do nature's thing, and they're gonna break up the soil. Let it happen. Let Heck, for that matter, if you really want to attack a yard, just go get a bunch of sunflowers and a bunch of clover and dandelions, and just spread them out all over the yard. Just start over. Don't worry about what the grass is going to do and what have you. Just kind of make a big mess of all these flowers and what have you, and let their root systems actually do what nature meant them to do all around your garden. So your garden may be this low spot in your yard, what have you, but all this other stuff is just going to be flourishing with life, and all of it, but all of it inevitably is just to start breaking up the other part of the bad soil throughout the yard, where you may have just one good spot that's your garden, and all the rest of it you've kind of ignored. Let Mother Nature take care of all that you've ignored. Just trim it up a little bit, so that, that nosy neighbor looking out their window from Elegant's house going, they thick cut their grass. Those kind of people just leave you alone. I get you, Elf. Absolutely. And I'm not knocking any of them. I think I'm my own worst predator with as much meat as I eat. I can think of a couple of people that probably think they could save the planet if I stopped eating meat. But, oh, that's positive. Yes, that's positive. We like positive. We'll take a positive note. Good, 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 good. We like positive. But yeah, I'm sure if I backed off some of the meat, I mean, what did I have? Mary go, la 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 la. I think I had 8 chickens last week. This week, actually, starting. I think I started deep frying late Sunday night. Yeah. Well, that's kind of the secret, Alf. It really is. Elegant can tell you. I'm sure she with her No, I'm not going to say age. I'm not going to say age, Elegant. I'm going to say with your vast 400-acre farm, you've seen, you've seen many occasions where if you just leave Mother Nature alone, things take care of themselves and do so much better than when we get involved. Um, Mary, you're supposed to la 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 la. La. You weren't supposed to hear that. Um, um, I'll probably finish the last chicken today, but I should probably go on my fish and cow kick next week. But yeah, first I have to go outside, and I did. I did. It was so nice. Drizzle, little, not a downpour, just a drizzle, and even the chemical yards are starting to come back and turn green. Um, uh, yeah, even the chemical treated yards are starting to turn green again because the chemical trucks haven't been around. So it's been wonderful. Um, the air smells fresher. Just it's like those beautiful mornings when you get up and the dew's right there and the fog's just starting to lift and the twinkling stars there, and you can kind of feel the warmth coming from the sun as things are starting to change up a little bit, and you just know it's going to be a beautiful day. And today, even though it's just a constant drizzle, today's just kind of one of those days when I went outside, it was just like you know better's coming. You just feel sunshine around the corner. You just know here comes Mother Nature in her glory. Right, right. You're I mean, it's the section that you're in. I mean, you're right. If that's the region that you're in, I get it. See, and that's and Elegant stated the same thing. Alf didn't so much state it, but um, a lot of the stuff is forgotten knowledge. I'm not teaching anything new. It's just forgotten knowledge. It's like it's why it's a guide. It's not a handbook. It's a guide because even though there are some new twists and some new things added uh, to that old knowledge, and I'm sure that were time on my side and numbers better. I could spend some time with Alf, and I could spend some time with yourself, Grandpa, and I could spend some time with Elegant, and we could probably brainstorm up a half a dozen more things we could add to the book of forgotten knowledge, nature's way. And that I again, hindsight 2020. This is just old knowledge. Without going into there she is, without going into old knowledge and what have you, and without writing a book that is just too big to read. This is just it's just right. Yeah, it could be a little bit more because there's some gluing issues in the spine, but this is just right, just enough to bring that information in. Just a tweak. Hi, hi. I want you to meet somebody. Grandpa, you paying attention? Oh, Jamisa, come up here. Come up here. Come up here. Come here. Come here. Hi. How are you? How are you? Girl. Oh, my good girl. Look at you. What a pretty girl. I know. I know. I know. I know. Yes. 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 Now I'm the chew toy. Now it's okay. No. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Okay. That's enough. Oh, that's my rescue. Oh, that's my girl. Oh, not my baby girl, but that's my girl. Yes, that's Miss Missy. No greenhouse. Uh, I don't think that's a somehow elegant. I don't think that's a somehow because, like I referenced, the point of 700 AD in England with Merlin, they knew. They knew ashes were good. And it goes further back than that. Um, there's an Aztec reference to ash, ash to birth, or ash to, and they said something ash to growth. Um, was in an Aztec scroll, um, and they didn't use scroll or parchment or anything like that. But yeah, ash has been involved for thousands of years. Um, right, right, absolutely. Without Google, who would know anything? But ash was involved. Now, is that a you got to kind of ask yourself, is that a oh, pink is great, green is better, in my opinion, and there's a new one coming. So I allude to that in the book. I can't release the information because he can't get it produced here in America yet. It's available in Canada though. We just can't get it here. Uh, but where was I? Ash, Aztecs. I lost my train of thought. Um, Alf, that is actually a really good idea, regardless of its content. I did 2 years, 3 years ago. I did uh, a large container of ash and charcoal, homemade charcoal, not purchased, homemade, barrel, homemade charcoal, um, and put it in my secondary garlic bed. And I didn't use the pink. I didn't use the pink powder. I didn't cast that spell. Um, and the garlic the following year did phenomenal. Um, and it's because of the elements found in wood, which is why I kind of, I well, It's, we need the leaves, all the colors of the rainbow, all the colors of nature, all those, everything not green, once living, now dead, all of it, the biggest and best. Versus, because even though there's the elements in the charcoal, I don't honestly believe they're truly available until they've become ash or until they've broken down. But again, that's nature's time frame. That's nature's way. Slowly break things down. Slowly bring it up out of the woods. Slowly bring it up out of the ground. And just let nature take its course. Um, but yeah, oh, that's where we were. Yeah, Grandpa, a lot of this knowledge, right? We could technically, I'm sure, were all of us to get together. And Alf, when you get a chance, double check me on this one. I did the resets that you told me about to try and get things to stay in the files and what have you. I don't know that I did it correctly, but check later because I'll leave this up for no reason. Um, we could, if you guys were up to it, and I know there are some other great gardeners out there, and there's some other great resources. Um, I'll bet even Mary's mother's got a few tricks up her sleeve when it comes to this kind of stuff that I'll bet you we could compile a second book, a second edition with just nature's tricks. Just things not in this book now that maybe should have been. So instead of using the blank pages, maybe we should. It's a thought. I'm not asking anybody. I'm not telling anybody. It's just a random thought out there because the old ways, I'm sorry, they're the best ways. Just newfangled stuff that started 70 years ago, you just don't get the same results. You really don't. You just, Mary, if oh, when, not even if, when you taste my cherry tomatoes, when your life will change. It's you've you, American Grandpa grew up on some of this prior to a lot of these chemicals. Elegant Homestead probably remembers. She's not that old. Bless your heart. Um, Alf, God, he was probably there, teaching the Indians how to do some of this stuff. Alf's been around a long time. Um, these guys know what I'm saying when I say the food of yesteryear and the flavors and the you put a tomato in your mouth today and you bite down on it and you get that little bit of that little acidity, a little bit of that. That's a tomato. The days of yesteryear, and you can all sound off, please do. The days of yesteryear, when you put a tomato in your mouth and you bit into it, it was an explosion of flavor in your mouth. And there was no water. It was just like this slushy in your mouth of all these fantastic flavors in the different tomato, different flavor. Didn't matter. So drastically different. Not their consistency or their thickness for when you're canning this out of the other and Romas versus this versus salads versus every one just phenomenally different taste coming out of the soil and coming out of our gardens. Oh, Grandpa, you're swearing at me. Really? I have a container. I do. Just for giggles, I have a container of Miracle Grow. That stuff has turned into this toxic smelling rock in the box. It has been here so long. Right next to it, from the same year, is the pink stuff. And still pink stuff. Still just dust. And that Miracle Grow rock that just, oh God, does just, oh, it's what a disgusting smell. I don't, and I understand some people, the smells of summer, and the first thing they want to smell is ripping open that bag of that bag of Miracle Grow topsoil, and what they think is this incredible earthy smell. And they have no clue what real topsoil smells like and what real food tastes like. They're looking for the smells of summer in the incredibleness that is the chemical company bags and the, oh, I can't wait to get my Miracle Grow out and just make my plants explode green and yellow and rah, rah, rah. You have no clue what real real tomatoes are supposed to look, smell, and taste like. When every year gardeners are facing end rot, tomato split, this, that, the other. Oh my God, if it rains too much, if it doesn't rain enough, if it did, that don't affect my garden at all. I don't have any of those issues because mine's mastered organic. Are you back? I miss Missy. Are you back for kisses and stuff? Are you back? Yeah. I know I love you too. I know. I know I love you too. I do. I really. You don't need to. Real. You don't. I now I can't see. Wait. You're gonna screw my glasses up and everything. Stop it. Do you need to go outside? Okay. I'll be right back, guys. She needs to go outside. Now it's just a little bit of sleet. Little too cold yet for me. A few more degrees. A few more degrees, and that water will be perfect. Oh. Mary, 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 Mary. The pink stuff. The pink stuff of life. The pink stuff from Mother Nature's and Gaia's earth. The pink stuff. It's in the book. It's in the book. Oh, yes, they are. Yes, they are. And see, that's what that's kind of the point that when you bite into a mineral, vitamin rich tomato, just wow. I mean, there's just elegant, cover your ears for a moment, please. But there's just this orgasmic explosion in your mouth of flavor. And there's nothing I can think of that comes close that I've ever had in my mouth that when you bite into those tomatoes, just nothing comes close. Nothing comes close. It's just, it is. And once you've experienced it, I mean, yeah, you can forget it over years and years and years, and Ellie, I'm sorry, American Grandpa, I'm sure you've had it. Even though you've got different types of tomatoes, kind of taste like the other tomatoes. But when they're mineral rich and they're packed, there's just no way to describe it. I guess it would be like, I guess it would be like having, I don't know, a strawberry out of a milk chocolate warm, a cold strawberry fresh dipped out of a milk chocolate fountain, and just the, maybe maybe that's a way of kind of almost describing it. But well, I was trying to be low key and not from the other channel, lower key. But I mean, the flavor, just the all the little hints and aspects. I mean, just like when you get a really good chef that sits down in their kitchen and they get all the right fresh spices and all of this and all of that, and they they get it all just perfect in the sauce, and that sauce with just a that fresh bread out of the oven, and you just sample it, and it just, you taste every little piece and every little everything comes out of the sauce. And then someone comes along and dumps half a gallon of milk in it and just goes blah. Well, that's kind of the difference today in my mind. Tomatoes today at your restaurant, your cherry tomatoes on your salad are just kind of like that, almost flavor blah. It's not there. You know, had the wow, and then your body. I mean, I can't tell you how the difference your body goes through. It's like a tingling sensation from head to toe, and your body just, you stop the McDonald's fries craving and the salt craving and the this and the that and the other, and you're getting minerals out of your food that just, everything is right with the world, and you're connected with Gaia, and just, you can sit down to a meal and just everything fits. Everything is perfect. It's an experience of a lifetime when the food is right, when what's coming out of your garden is right. There's nothing that compares. Nothing. Doesn't even come close. Right, Grandpa? Right? So much different. So much different. It's night and day difference. It's like I was saying, walking outside and walking around today, the chemical companies aren't out spraying yet. Yards aren't this, that, or the other, and the chemical saturated yards uh, have their winter, what have you, go through them. And here's today's rain, and everything just smells new, fresh oxygen, freshly washed. Just, this is the way it's supposed to be. Just that crystal clear morning. The fog is just starting to lift. You can still see the twinkle of the star, and you can feel that the warmth is coming. The sunshine is getting ready to just. That's what today is like to me. It's like there's the rain. I know it's around the corner. I can feel it in my soul. And today is Gardener's Day. Today is, yeah, okay, we'll go back to, we'll talk Easter. It's Good Friday. Well, to me, it is because of the gardener inside of me, looking at the rain and looking at what's there and looking at what's going on, looking at that garlic bed and all of everything is just spring is here. Just it's here we go. See, Elegant, and that was my neighborhood's first real experience with grew tomatoes every year. And he had just gotten used to it. He had gotten used to the Miracle Grow tomatoes. And the look on his face the first time he bit into one of my tomatoes when we first got started, that very first year, the look on his face, you could see the childhood come back in his eyes. You could see him remember that flavor, that and all he kept saying is, I'll get mine better. I'll get mine better. I'll get mine better. Well, it didn't happen, but and it was a fun competition at the same time. Mineral rich plants, whether it be your tomatoes, your lettuce, your celery, your carrots, your spinach, your corn, all of them. And then you start going into all of your different seasonings when they're mineral rich and back to nature and the food web is working. You can't you've not experienced life until you've really sat down to a good meal like that. It is that earth shatteringly different. That's what's in the book. That's the that's the magic. That's the wizardry. Because crop rotation's done. When when the minerals are going back, when the sawdust is going back, when the ashes are going back, when you're giving back to nature. Maybe that's how I should have put it to begin with. When you're giving back to nature in abundance, she rewards you in abundance. And the palatable flavor difference from plant to plant, year after year. Grandpa, I'm telling you, every year they get better. If you think what little bit you're experiencing now and what little bit you're seeing now is comparable, just keep in mind, if everything stays right, correct, please remove that. I don't know who just walked in. If everything stays right, Grandpa, no crop rotation, and every year it gets better and better and better. This year's crops, this year's tomatoes, this year's Romas are going to be great, but they're not going to compare to next year. Don't change them. Don't move them. Put them in exactly the same spot. Don't even pull the roots out. There's a secret there. Don't pull the roots out from this year's plants. Leave the roots there. Clip it off. Leave the roots there. Blanket it for winter, and then next year put in your new tomato plants right on the same spot next to it, or what you'll see the hole. Don't. Wow. Grandpa, you are in for the experience of a lifetime because you're coming off Miracle Grow and coming back to nature. And and I'm getting and better and better. Oh God, no, Alf, you're 100% correct. They don't, but I don't think that we should give up on hydroponics. I don't think the right. All right, I'll be selfish about it. Sorry, I know someone's not going to like that, but I don't think the right wizard has gotten into hydroponics yet to make it right. I think they're all stuck under the original guidelines from the original manual, and nobody can think outside the box. Right? Elegant, right? Just the food. People don't understand what's being offered here. And just remembered information. Maybe that's why it's struggling so bad. Elegant, I looked at the numbers late last night, and thank God for Mary pulling me back up. The numbers are terrible. Are terrible. Uh, thank God for Mary this morning, because yeah, I went to a very dark place. It was very sad. Um, Grandpa, it's buddy. I don't care if you just do a pot garden for just cherry tomatoes, and get some of your garden soil from last 2 years ago or whatever from the garden. Just a little bit of that, so you've got the fresher organic material. You can add worms to a pot garden as long as you've got the pink dust or the green. They'll be fine. They'll thrive. Yeah, you need some organic matter. You can, well, find some ashes. Go find a fire pit somewhere where somebody has burned something, even this year, or go out and burn up some charcoal yourself and make a steak, or give Luna some hot dogs or something fresh off the grill. Watch which charcoal brand you use, obviously, but get some organic material in the and do a cherry. You will never regret it. I'm telling you, the oh wow, you just wow. Um, Mary, I don't know that there's enough time in the season because of the way shipping works. I don't know that I could send you a sample fast enough that you could do a park garden with the pink dust, with the magic spell, the magic mix, the magic. I don't know that there's enough time because we're in grow season. This is starting season. Um, it would inevitably kick in. The plant would inevitably come in contact with it. But again, it's you're talking, 30 to whatever days for a bag of the dust to come from me to you. Um, that may not work. It's kind of late in the season. Hey, Mr. Gray Man. Alf, when I grew up, doing good, brother, doing good. Thank God for Mary. She pulled me out of a dark spot this morning. Uh, Alf, when I grew up, my father was addicted to strawberries, and he had an incredible strawberry garden. And I remember year after year bringing ashes and twigs and branches, and I mean, it's in the book. I brought all this stuff up and helped him get all of this into this. and the straw. We never ever put sugar on strawberries, and they were the sweetest, most incredible. What a delight after dinner. You know, today everybody is looking for the sugar sweet, the sugar this, the sugar that after dinner to just kind of freshen the palate, just kind of wash things out, kind of what have you. And they don't understand way back when my father, oh God, you didn't need sugar one, nothing. It created its own syrup, just cutting them open. They were so huge. I mean, we see strawberries today. We go to the strawberry festival here in Ohio, and it's a joke. It's like that's not that that wasn't the strawberries I grew up with. And there they are, dumping the sugar on, dumping the syrup on, dumping the. We never as a child. That was the dessert to us. Fresh strawberries. That was our dessert. Never, ever needed any of that added outside stuff to sweeten it up and to clean the palate and to what. And we looked forward to fresh strawberries because it was just. I mean, that's the way we grew up. And people today just they don't understand. Be better. You're going to experience it, Mary. I promise. You're going to experience it. Mary, you're going to experience it. The solution is in the book. Gray Man's already. You're already starting to put some of my stuff to use. Would not shock me. I again, I will warn you, and I will warn Grandpa. I will warn everybody. I know you guys all have your favorite peppers from what you remember from last year, what have you. Be warned. Be warned. This year's peppers, under the solutions in the book, oh boy, be careful. Wear gloves. You, Gray Man, I'm sure in your lifetime you've had banana peppers and bell peppers and ghost peppers and different stages of ghost peppers and different colors of peppers and this, that, and the other. I'm sure you've had them. When you bite into or bump into a yellow pepper banana and it burns your flesh, that's what I'm talking about. A yellow banana pepper burnt my flesh coming out of my garden. Dude, I'm warning you. Be so careful. Gray Man? Oh, God, who was it? If I remember who it was, I'll tell you exactly who it was, and you can go watch the video. Uh, it's a reaction solar powered howler. You place it near your garden, and when the deer come by it, there's the panic squeal, and it's in the sonic level, and there's another sound that comes with it that drive off the predators, the foxes, and what have you, the smaller ones. Um, I understand some mice reacted to it, but it sends the deer running. They do not like it. They don't want to be anywhere near that area when this thing goes off. You can kind of hear it, kind of. I mean, I think he was really pushing his microphone for us to hear it on the YouTube channel. Uh, but it's a solar sonic siren something. If I remember who did the I'll tell you who it was, and I'll get the actual name of the product for you. But it's available on Amazon, and it was really cheap. I think he said it was something like $22 or $23, if that. And it was big enough to carry on because what it well, regardless, look into the sonic side of it, solar powered sonic side, and it drives off the deer, and it'll protect your garden. Um, yeah, well, I mean, it's got benefits too. Blood meal's great on your plants. Blood meal's great on as it saturates in and does some other things. Um, it, yeah, there's a lot of benefits. There's a lot of benefits to blood meal. Um, there's some disadvantages too, but brother, they're on the organics. They're on the microscopic level. So I don't want to deter you, but um, if you're just looking for something miscellaneous for deer repellent, uh, go by the old school barber shop, old school men's barber shop, uh, and get some undyed, untreated hair clippings and spread them around on top of the plants that are up and coming. Uh, that'll wash off over a few days, so you may need to, have a abundance, but and it breaks down in the soil. It helps the soil. It does its thing. But when the deer smell it and then they get it in their mouth and what have you, they veer away from the plants. It doesn't drive them off, but it protects the plants. You can also surround your gardens, and I understand it was marigolds, but marigolds bring in other smaller critters. So it's in Mother Nature's way. It's fix one, catch another. It's kind of a catch-22. It'll bring in other animals that you may not want that may eat even more. So there's a balance. Oh God, yeah, Elf. Give me a real strawberry. A real strawberry. Now, granted, there's different ones across our country. There's different flavors available across our country. There's seasonal versus all seasonal versus returnable versus they're all in the berry family, and every region is going to go slightly different. But when you take, and I'll beat it up again, when you take the magician's pink dust to any of them, and you bring up the content, they're even better. It's like having a bland soup versus a spicy soup. It's night and day difference. So the strawberries you're used to now that you're growing at home, they can be amped up. And again, that's just a matter of prepping the bed. You hate to mess with strawberries though. You hate to stir the roots. You hate to this or you hate to that or you hate to. But when you think it through in the organic way, Mother Nature's rototillers will pull the leaves and pull the minerals and pull the everything, including the dust, into the soil for everything to do everything. There's Mother Nature's way works tremendously well. And Mary, yeah, the foods of yesteryear that your mother is used to, And she's told you about like the old Cinderella story, the nighttime bedtime story. Yeah, mom. Okay, yeah, mom. Sure. Yeah, mom. Food tasted different. Yeah, mom. Okay. She's not kidding. She's not by any way, shape, form. She's not kidding. The food, the food, and maybe that's why I've gone to simply a meat diet because maybe my body knew, huh, some strange shit going on in my body. Maybe that's why I got away from a lot of the store bought stuff because my body just would not and could not, wouldn't, it just told me no, don't eat this stuff. It's not good. There's going to be problems. Just like my avoidance of steroids and stuff and other chemicals. You just know they're bad for you. And when you get Mary, when you get sit down to life's different. Everything's different. Just you get a good meal in you, really good meal, like an old Italian mama making the 5 course meal and and sitting down with the family and being family and no cell phones and just the experience of the meal and all the different levels of flavor and walking away full and then getting that nap or going to bed and what have you and the just the satisfaction of and the next morning when you wake up and you just kind of be like, wow, I'm stuffed, but I'm still hungry. I still need something to eat. When you start eating this kind of food, oof, just be prepared. What you've got coming, dear, is be prepared. It's a different world. Grandpa, it's quick. No, Mary, I could go to Little Italy and not have a single piece of meat and walk away just as amped up, just mama's meal, mama's dinner versus me pulling meat off a barbecue. It's just, what's at the grocery store is not, that's not fruits and vegetables. And that's not, it's not, doesn't, doesn't compare. Doesn't compare, dear. Uh, Grandpa, when you go to, and come back and let me know, but when you go to the strawberry patch that you're going to bring back, let me know how hard that soil is when you go to crack it. Because I kind of think that there's going to be some organic issues. You're going to have to combat this theory only. Do it. You've read the book. I'm thinking you're going to have to combat this the same way I brought Ray's bed back in the end of the book. And what I did there, I'm thinking you might have to go almost that far in the strawberry bed. But let me know how tough that soil is when you crack that bed open. I'm curious to know what you're going to do there and what direction you're going to take that. Oh, golf balls and larger. Oh God, elegant. Yeah. Oh, that's the way they're supposed to be. And the color and like you pull a fresh strawberry and you still get the cap, and you fill your bowl and what have you. And then a little while later, after they've been sitting, you go and you pull that cap off and you go to slice it in half, and the juice just all over your hand and down your arms, and just that's strawberry. You go to the festival and you can hit them with a hammer and not get the juice and the flavor and the smell. It doesn't come close. It's yeah. Wait. Really? Sorry, guys. Just checking Facebook. Thought I had an important message from somebody. And where did this all start? Yeah, what a beautiful, beautiful, rainy, drizzling day. Perfect for the gardens. Welcome to summer. Welcome to spring. I still see sunshine. I feel sunshine. And it's just a steady drizzle outside, and it's gray as could be. And I'm just, what a day. What a great day. Yeah, just elegant. I mean, you could, well, you would need some assistance if I had the summer and the ability. Um, you could legitimately build a experience garden at with 400 acres where they could show up in the morning, slowly go through and pick their flavors and pick their tastes, and come back mid afternoon with their bounty and start cooking and cleaning and doing and call it the garden experience, call it the farmer's wife experience or what have you, where they walk away from what they've just paid you to cook up and paid you to pull out of your farm and what have you, and taste foods they've never had in their lifetime, or at least food they remember from their lifetime, because everybody has gotten so used to the store bought foods and the store bought flavors and the store bought chemical garbage, and just the experience. It's, yes. All right. Add organic matter. If you can find alfalfa, add organic matter. But yeah, call them in the way we talked. Call them in to help. Absolutely. SG having a good day. And Mary, you're the reason for the sunshine. Right. Right. Alf, so right. I again, if I had garden, not a stamp, but a garden, I probably wouldn't. I probably wouldn't eat the amount of meat that I do, because I would get so much from a garden, a farm, that yeah, a meat diet that I have just would be non-existent. It's just it wouldn't be there. But that's not. I don't have the space. I need the space. I need the room, because there's so many things, so many incredible things to grow. You you wouldn't think that you need to look at a garden and go, okay, I need to look from north to south, east to west, and I need to plan my garden out as to What grows the biggest, the heaviest, the fulfillest, the the what's going to take up the most space, what's going to absorb the most sunlight, what's going to, and then work my way down all the way down to the front row, the southernmost area. And how much do you want? Do you want enough there for next year? Do you want enough there for winter? Are you gathering the seeds? Are you this? Are you that? And planning out, you're talking acres to feed two people. Yeah. Okay. That's today's scale. Were I to build my farm, my garden, my acre, a single acre would probably feed 8 people all winter long, because the abundance is just that much greater, and it's so different when you follow the solutions in the book, and you wow, just Grandpa, you're in for a treat this year. I know it's a little bit of extra to call them in and to add a few things, but if you can pepper it down, don't get the alfalfa hay. Look for the actual alfalfa feed. Let's start there. And then call the worms in after you've dusted that real good and give it a day or two. Let that do, and then bring in the dust and call them a second time, uh, and then plant. That would be theoretically the way I would go. But let me know what you end up deciding to do, and how things turn out. Oh, okay. Yeah, when I get some time. It's you, if you can follow this, and depending on how large your gardens are, uh, yeah, it's not a lot more work. It's just the addition. It's a singular addition minus the NPK. So if you're used to the NPK addition and you go to this instead, be ready. You're gonna love it. Well, elegant. Now they just call me a wizard. They think I'm goofy. Well, okay, I'm a little goofy, but this is all organic, old world knowledge. Old world knowledge. And it's the best world knowledge. Come on. You've got people over in Europe, Italy, what have you, older and healthier than the American public, able to do so much more, physically able to do so much more, mentally able to do so much more than the American public, because the Americans are living in the grocery store and have forgotten how to grow a garden, how to take a seed out of a package and stick it in the ground. They forgot. Yeah, and everybody, I know y'all know each other, but Mary, everyone here has a little goofy side to them, whether they show it on their channel or not. We're all just a little touched in the head. And you're right. You're 100% right. We're all just a little bit touched. Elegant, I don't want to go down this rabbit hole. I'll take away your wrench. uh, I've not reached enough. I've not reached enough. I've not reached enough to be able to make an effective change this year that they're going to be able to identify it. I'm going to change, everybody. The channel's going to change. Um, we're uh, Alf and I talked on the phone the other day. And yeah, there's some stuff there I should have done a while ago that I didn't understand. He helped me understand it a little bit better. Even to that point, I wasn't really settled into the idea. Um, After talking to Mary this morning, um, all right, we're gonna build the Green Wizard channel. I'm gonna get into it. I'm gonna find out. We're gonna avoid some of the other things that have tilted this the wrong way, and go a different direction. Hey, Will, what's going on? Just in time prepping. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well today. Yeah. So we're actually going to turn this into a channel, not just the other stuff. We're going to, and please, as you guys watch, and as you guys have a chance to come over and step in, and you see things potentially tilting the wrong direction, speak up. Speak up. Get a wrench to help. Stop it. Don't let it go down the rabbit hole. We not anymore. No more. Yeah, we have fun. We're all a little touched. You know what I mean? But yeah, we're gonna. I'm not reaching. I'm not reaching our target. My mental target, and I'm mental in a different way. Everybody, my singular sight, my singular view of what I want. You've got to take it step by step, day at a time, one little step at a time, and the channel has to change. If I'm going to reach people, if I'm going to reach out and help Will's people and help them with the understanding of this is one of the bug out bag necessities, having your world together and ready for, oh my God, the wizard's guides, that important. It needs to be in the bug out bags. It needs to be in the prepper's hands. It needs to be in the homesteader's hands. Needs to be in just your basic lawn care person's hand. People need to understand the old way is the best way. The organic way will give you far greater, far healthier abundance and fill your cabinets with incredible food. And I've just been having fun with this, and I've just been kind of goofing off, and I've just been kind of heading a different direction. And after my incredible talk with Mary this morning, yeah, everybody, the Green Wizards channel's changing. We're going to go a different direction. This is about the book. This is about getting this old world knowledge, this forgotten knowledge, in everybody's hand as fast as we possibly can. Because this year's the year. We don't know what next year holds. This year's the year. Got to get the word out. So I've got to change. We're going to change the direction that this channel's been going in. Alf, I'm going to need some of your help and some of your guidance in some areas. Homestead, same difference. Prepping, same difference. There's things I don't know. I didn't want to know about running your own channel. Things have to change. This is just, yeah, it's fun to have fun. This is serious. This has to be done. We've got to get the word out. It's an emergency. It's now. It has to be done. This has to go. and I got to put the right inflection on it. Goofing around, yeah, okay, yeah, a rant here, a tirade there is funny, keeps you entertained. But this is a book that means the difference to the world, and we got to get the word out. So I got to settle down, back up, run my channel. Just catching up in chat, guys. Don't. You know, owners of Tractor Supply, Grandpa? It's entertaining. You know, sometimes there's actually an actual message. Sometimes I lose track of that, but there's an actual message, and keeping those at 15, 20 minutes, and and keeping the update like page 29. Everybody, if you don't have it changed yet in your book, page 29 is a blank page. There's a recipe. There's a smaller video. Just click into it. It's immediate recipe. Just write it into the book. It's about dealing with weeds. You have the ingredients at home already. Um, but that kind of stuff, I mean, that has to come out. That information has to come out. Um, yeah, I wonder if we couldn't figure out a way to get a hold of them. I wonder if I couldn't get this book there, even at a discount, so that I wonder if there isn't a way. But yeah, Will, welcome. How are you feeling, by the way, buddy? Uh, I know the beginning of the week you had that stuff that mandatory stuff you had to get done. You had to take a look at, but I caught the beginning of the show the other day, and you were just reminding us it was just that's a thing you just have to do. So you had to call off that night. But how you doing otherwise? But yeah, Mary, thank you so much for this morning. Really, it means the world on so many levels. Um, and Elliot, from your gut to God's ears. I don't want to sound desperate that this is the final year, that there is no next year, but kind of I don't want to lose that spark of urgency, because this what did I say yesterday, Mary? It was 89 cents for the cherry tomatoes, and it's 75 days. 75 days for cherry tomatoes. Well, when you think at the end of the season, and then come backwards 75 days, this month is the month. This month is when it's a mad dash to start getting the plants in the ground. Granted, the stages that the system works can step in at any time on a yard scale. But we're talking about a garden. I mean, does that make any sense? It's urgent for every gardener this year that wants to experience better, that wants to go back off the chemicals. We'll just go there, just back off the chemicals. It's that important. You got a feeling in your gut. I got a fire in my gut for this, that this is that important. That if you want to experience this year, you want to experience organic incredibleness this year. We're running out of time this month. Yeah, you're going to get some of the flavor with next month's plantings, next month's growth. But if this is there now, wow. Oh my goodness. What a difference, everybody. There's an urgency to this. And the preppers being able to stockpile fresh foods, organic foods this year and get them in their storehouses. Just you can't have enough of these books around. This I mean, God, there go the chills already. Hey, Variety Channel, what's going on? Happy to see you here. I know you usually catch me in the morning. Glad you caught me. No major updates, I guess you call it an announcement. We're changing the channel, and this is actually going to be a channel. This is going to be the Green Wizard. This is, yeah, we're going to sit, we're going to chat, we're going to have a good time, but I'm actually going to build a channel. And when you see me screw it up, step on my face and tell me I'm screwing it up because I'm headed the wrong direction. But we'll have a little fun with this, but at the same time, got to go different direction. Got to, because this is that important. This stuff's got to get in our gardens. This stuff's got to get in our yards. This stuff's got to go. We don't know what next year holds, but we can get the abundance this year. We can make the difference this year. This book can take off and change everything for anyone who's got it in their hands. This is that important. Yeah. Next month is a different month, and next month is a different approach. But if you want the 75-day package and the incredible abundance that this is going to put in your kitchen, you got to go now and get this book. You've got to get this information. It's that important. There's so much here. It's that important. And if I'm doing nothing but being a clown, nobody's going to take this serious. Nobody's going to understand how important this is. We've got to get this out there. They've got to understand there's so much more here. So much more. And as you start breathing fresher air and eating better foods, somebody like myself stops eating as much meat as I'm eating and killing so many animals, whatever you want to call it. This has got to go. Every prepper needs 5 copies of this. Every homesteader needs to memorize this and understand this. This needs to go. We're running out of time for this year. We're running out of time for this to have an effect in the gardens this year. Yes, it'll change your yard. And yes, it's all going to improve. Yes, it'll get you off the chemicals for your yard. You can do this at any time. When you're talking about your gardens, this is now. We got to do this now. Chris, this has been somebody else telling me, well, you need to have a presence. So this has been a presence book channel. We're just here. It's a presence because there's a book. And me updating information because it's the book. Changing a chapter, changing a line, changing to this. Some things happened last night. And this is bigger than me. And I can't just let this be a presence. I can't just let this be here where you come, you gain a little information, get loaded up with laughs, and forget the importance. Sorry, Mary. You get the importance of this incredible book, this incredible knowledge that we've been forgetting. This old world knowledge, the Indians' knowledge, the explorers' knowledge. And I've kind of been having fun with it, but at the same time, myself, I've lost track of that. So, yeah, this is the Green Wizard. I'm the Green Wizard. That's what they call me. And that's what this channel's about. There's a very, very, very important message here in this book, and I can't let it get sidetracked with drama, outside gobbledygook, whatever you want to call it. This is a channel. It's a family-friendly, kid-safe information channel about this kind of knowledge. People come by, hang out with me, we have a great time. But this is so much more. This is that important. This is that day you sit back and you mark it down on your calendar and go, wow, things have to change. I can see it. Someone's blowing a horn. Here we go. Let's get on board. Let's get on track. Because if the conductor's not driving the train the right way, we're not going anywhere. I want to go from point A to point Z, but to get to point Z, I've got to go to point B first and gather momentum and then go to C and D and E. And I've lost track of that. Been hanging out with my great friends. Not been paying attention. Last night, I hit rock bottom this morning. Thank God for Mary. This is that important with friends. There's knowledge here from yesteryear that people have forgotten, that's making everybody sick, that's making the world sick. Everybody and everybody's neighbor and everybody's sister, brother, mother, uncle, father, everybody needs their own copy of this book to put that knowledge back and to put it into practice. It's one thing to talk about, hey, I'd like to have a garden. I'd like. That's what I've been doing the whole time. I'd like. No, it's time to reach in there, grab that tomato package, get that seed out and say, I'm sorry, everybody, I got to go to work. I've got the package, I'm just not delivering the seed, getting it where it needs to go. And it's my own damn fault. Everybody needs to know this old information. Everybody needs to know ashes are good for your garden. Everybody needs to know that if you don't have worms, you have a deliberate sign of a problem. This is more, so much more. Everybody needs this. Everybody needs to remember this knowledge. Don't worry about the green wizard and what this book. That's what's going to change the world. That's what's going to make the difference. And it affects everybody. You want to keep eating grocery store? I'm sorry for your health. I'm sorry for your life. One piece of fruit or vegetable out of one of the gardens from this guide will change your life. It's that much of a comparable difference. This has to get into the gardens now. Everybody needs this book now. This has got to happen now. Not after the entertainment, not after the party. This is important and needs to be done now. Nothing is more important. The channel has to change. It's going to become a true channel about the Green Wizard's Guide book, not about me. Thanks, everybody, for coming. I got to shut this off. I'll talk to y'all later. Thank you so much for spending your mornings with me. We'll talk to y'all later. Love y'all. See you around the streams.